Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jeff, and today we're going to be talking about tuning. And in particular, we're going to be talking about the 5th fret method. So stay tuned. Now, if you haven't gone and watched the video that I posted called Train Your Guitar Tuning Ear in Minutes, I suggest go do that first before attempting this method or watching this video. I think that that'll be a tremendous help to you to do that first. And also, if you have just replaced your guitar strings, this 5th fret string method is not the method to use to tune your guitar after a fresh string change. The strings are way out of tune, and so you want to at least have your guitar tuned kind of relatively close to A440. And so what you want to do is go and watch that video that I posted about using a tuner to tune your strings with. That will be more helpful to you to tune your guitar after a fresh string change. The 5th fret method is more so for instances where maybe you haven't played your guitar for a couple days, or maybe you have children and they've kind of messed with the tuners a little bit, where your guitar might be kind of slightly out of tune. It wouldn't sound very good to play it and sing along with a song that you know. So you'd want to use the 5th fret method for that kind of a scenario. Alright, so let's dive right in here. This is the 5th fret method, and of course, as the name implies, we're going to be utilizing the 5th fret of each string, with the exception of the 3rd string, and we'll talk about that when we get to the 3rd string. Now, this method does not require that the guitar be tuned to an absolute pitch. The guitar can be tuned to itself, and that's pretty cool because wherever you are, if your guitar's slightly out of tune, well, you just tune it to itself, and then you can play a song and sing along or whatever, and it sounds great. So what we do is we are going to put our finger on the 5th fret of the 6th string, and we're going to try to match the 5th string, open 5th string, to the 6th string. Okay, so if I do that, there's the 6th, there's the 5th. They sound pretty close. I just tuned this guitar up. But let's say that this 5th string was a little flat. Okay, so what I want to do is raise the 5th string up to match the 6th. Sounds pretty close. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to tuning the 4th string. We just tuned the 5th string using the 6th string. Okay, now we're going to tune the 4th string using the 5th string, and of course I'm going to put my finger down on the 5th string, 5th fret of the 5th string, and I'm going to play the 5th string. And the 4th string sounds pretty good. Sounds in tune. Okay, now let's say it wasn't in tune. If it was a little sharp, let's say. There's some of that clashing of the tones, so I notice that it's sharp. The 4th string is sharp. It's out of tune. So I want to lower that just a little bit. Keep lowering. Okay, now it's a little flat. I'm going to raise it up a little bit. Now the 4th string is in perfect tuning with the 5th string. Almost perfect. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the 3rd string. I'm going to tune the 3rd string using the 4th string, so I put my finger on the 5th fret of the 4th string. So I always play the string that I have my finger down on first. And then I play the string I'm trying to tune. Remember, the reference pitch is first. The variable pitch that you're trying to tune should be played second. Okay, so the 3rd string is a little sharp. I'm going to lower it a little bit. And I'll try again. just about there. Sounds a little bit flat. So I'll raise it up a little bit. Maybe it was sharp. And it's going to take some guesswork, because the closer that they are, if they're still not slightly in tune and you're hearing those beats between the two frequencies, the wah wah wah, if they're just slightly out of tune, it's hard sometimes to tell if the variable pitch is sharp or flat. There we go. So it was sharp and I lowered it. Now sometimes it's beneficial to really flatten it so that you know where it is already. Okay, so if it's a little sharp, bring it real flat, and then you can raise it up from underneath to match. Okay, so those two, the fourth string now and the third string, are now in tune with each other. Okay, so now the second string is where we need to move our finger. So this is not the 5th fret method. Now for the second string, we need to put our finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string in order to tune the 2nd string. Okay, so I play the 3rd string first, and then my 2nd string, and the 2nd string sounds sharp. So I'm just going to bring it real flat, and then raise it up from underneath. There we have it. Those two are now matched. Okay. And lastly, we go back to the 5th fret to tune the 1st string. Okay, so our finger is on the 5th fret of the 2nd string so that we can tune the 1st string. Okay, the 1st string is sharp. So I'm going to bring it down low and try again. And this includes, this method requires just slight adjustments as you check. So you're going to have to tune it up a little bit, recheck it, tune it up a little bit more, recheck it. Okay, those two are almost perfectly in tune. And then I go back to the top and I just check real quick again. Seems like all those strings match their counterparts. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to put a close-up shot of the guitar next so that you can see that up close. Now, the reason why it's called the 5th fret method is obvious, because you're placing your finger on the 5th fret of each of the strings, with the exception of the 3rd string. When you're tuning the 2nd string, you put your finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Okay? And the reason this is because of the intervals between each of your strings. Between the 6th string, the lowest tone, and the next highest tone, which is the 5th string, when you are tuning your guitar to a standard tuning, that interval between those two tones is a perfect fourth, should be a perfect fourth. Okay? And then the between the 5th string and the 4th string is also a perfect fourth. Between the 4th string and the 3rd string is also a perfect fourth. Now between the 3rd string and the 2nd string, it's not a perfect fourth, it's slightly smaller, it's a major third. Okay? And that's why you're placing your finger a little bit lower on the neck on the 4th fret instead of the 5th fret. Okay? It's a slightly smaller interval between those two tones of the 3rd and the 2nd string. And then when you go to from the 2nd string to the 1st, that's another perfect fourth. That's bigger again. And so you put your finger on the 5th fret. Okay? So that's basic. That's a simplified explanation of why we are using those frets to tune these different strings. there's a lot that could be said about intonation and tuning. Well, if you have learned something during this tuning video, the 5th fret method, you found it useful, please hit the subscribe button. Also, please hit the like button on this video. I'd appreciate that as well. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Bye-bye.